haven't been too creative on my meals so far. I've just been eating enough to get by. I got so many venison steaks that since I didn't get here last spring, I got an extra batch to work through. So I'm having those along with some potatoes and some rice. But I got so many different tubs of food around here that I'm not even touching the tub I just brought up. I'm trying to work off the tub that I had here before. And one thing that I found was some of the sliced potatoes that Vonnie had made up for me. Now, I keep working on trying to get these things better all the time, and Vonnie told me that she's found that dry them off with a paper towel. I had to rehydrate them in the hot water for about 15 minutes. They feel nice and soft and hydrated. Now I'm getting all the moisture off I can. Got the oil hot. Ready to dump them in. Made some the other night. Got them a little too crispy. They were still good, but try not to do that tonight. Get the... Come on. Last few times I fried these venison steaks up, I had this little pan and I'd fried some brats in it for lunch because it's so warm I don't have any wood stove going, so I just fried the brats up in the pan. And there's something about cooking those venison steaks in a little bit of brat oil. Tell you what, there's a nice surprise. It really tasted good. But I did all the dishes this morning, so don't have that extra kick. But looks good. Supper is served. The sun has set. Supper's all done. It's really nice weather. This is how I've been coming out and just spending the last part of the evening. Put on some herbal Sweet Dreams tea. Got my inReach device to contact Vonnie and let her know that all's well. This morning I didn't get the camera on it in time, but there were 8 spruce grouse showed up to enjoy that fresh grit that we'd hauled in. But they were nervous. They kept staring up and they just kind of froze, and then they started taking off, and within about 5 minutes they were all gone, and I thought, well, do they know there's a goshawk around or what? Well, then a few minutes later, that wacky kingfisher is never here in the yard. They're supposed to be out there in the beaver ponds catching minnows. And he came flying through the yard the other day. Well, that kingfisher flew up, sat on that perch, and they're chattering away all the time. And so I got an idea that the spruce grouse didn't quite know what to think of him going through the woods like an alarm call. Probably what had them all concerned. Kind of worked out that when they took off, he showed up. So I got a few Canada jays flying around here. Kind of late, but I worked here so much in the daytime around with those fires that Canada jays, they got plenty to eat. They can get by. Now I just sit here and enjoy my tea till basically it gets too dark to see. I'll finally head inside. Woke up this morning to kind of just a light little rain coming and going. Had some thunder off to the south, but I never got that kind of a rain. But my fires were still smoldering away, so as I hauled my sod busting project, as I hauled the sod away, as I came back, I got some more dead wood, things I've been cut up years ago, half rotted, laying down the trail. So brought that back in and threw it on there, and these stumps are wet enough, they don't want to burn down much at all. I thought they were kind of punky and they'd go away, but that one over there is working pretty good. I'm going to keep at that. It's going to be right where the corner of the cabin sits, so it's important that I get them out of there one way or the other. But kind of cleared off, the sun's shining a little bit. I got to go out and work on my big wheel lawnmower over there and take the wheelbarrow up, get a little more gravel grit for the spruce grouse. Kind of got a little routine that I do. I go up and take some sand and pour it on the Beaver Dam trail there to even out a few holes where we trip. And on the way back, just bring back a little gravel. People oftentimes ask, what do you do up there? Well, even in trying to get to this gravel down here in this seam for my spruce grouse, I got this extra sand and dirt around, and I can just pitch it to the side, but take a few more minutes and I'll pour it on these pore spots on this Beaver Dam trail. One advantage is that hopefully it'll help. I have a hard time taking the snow dog down this trail because if there's a slope in it and in a narrow spot, it tends to want to dive off. So if I put a little effort in here, now it'll help out every time I come down, whether I'm walking, people are walking, or I've got the snow dog. So if you ever wondered, now you know what I do. Every little bit helps. I've got two favorite spots for my trail cams. And one's on this beaver dam we're working on. And this is where the old creek used to come across, and I showed you the old bridge piece the other day, but got the little bit of an arc right here. And anyway, I'm walking by all the time, so I stopped to delete my scenes going by yesterday. And when I checked the camera, I see that 9:30 the night before, one big black bear had come walking right by, but I think maybe it's cutting the corner a little bit, and then my flash isn't powerful enough to catch it really good. So you can see here, you know, the bear's coming by. It looks like a nice big bear, but a little bit dark, so.
That's no bear, that's just a snowshoe hare.
I want to try to pull some wood up here, and I want to make them walk till I get their better side. So if they stay on top and come closer to the camera, but with some of these bears, I don't know how close I want them because they tend to be able to sense these cameras, and well, then they eat them up, as you've seen in the past. So anyway, I'm going to check the camera now, but just check out this bear.
This bear certainly looks well fed. He should be leaving my cabin alone.
It's just so tough trying to train animals sometimes.
Remember how I've commented on these narrow beaver dam trails, how easy it is to slip and fall? I'm taking advantage of the dry conditions because usually there'd be a foot of water where I'm standing right there now, but I can step down there now and I can throw some of that mud up on top, even though pretty sticky, but it's getting the job done.
Little field repair there. Started dying on me and no power, and I kind of tapped the bottom of the carburetor bowl and then it was straightened out. So I figured the problem was there's a jet that screws that, it holds that bowl up on there. You take that out and you take a safety pin and you clean the holes out. We'll see if it works now. These old mowers have a lot of crud floating around in them. The prime button rotted away a long time ago too, so little prime. Put that lid on or I'll tip it over for sure. Take it down off the jacks. Thanks for Jonas has left the old tub out here.
This is one of the many wolves that walked by after Jim and I left the cabin last March.